Now, if you're doing it my way, check this out. This is something, like, none of this was taught to me, by the way. It's just from doing it loads of times. You end up with a certain preferred way of going about a job. So you get one. I was saying like 4:30, 5:30, yeah, so I just think halfway. Like, you might be thinking you've got to draw lines on it or something, or measure the angles and the degrees. Like, nah, none of that. So just put it where you think's right. Or, like I mentioned earlier, you might have a little hallmark to go just to the side of. So it's not the end of the world if you've got to do that. But put one where it's got to be. Hold it in your tweezers. Have a look from the side. Do you like where that is? I think that's a little bit too far around the side. Let me show you. This angle. Great for you watching stuff, but it's terrible for me actually doing the jobs. I think it's a bit too far up the side, so I'm going to move it along a little bit, if I can, without dropping it. With my left hand for some strange reason. Hold that down there. What do I think of that? You could always put your saw blade over the halfway point, see what you think. Let me have a proper look. Yeah, it's about right. Perhaps a little bit back again. I don't know, it's up to you. Like I say, sometimes you're working against restrictions of engraving and hallmarks and stuff, but without all that, it's kind of what you feel, sort of there and there. Next, when you're happy with the position around the side, have a look at it actually on the shank and make sure it's in the middle, not sticking one side or the other. Use my sleeve on the tweezers just to squeeze it shut. That's a solid ball, and if the shank's solid as well, you can squeeze it quite hard. Yeah, so that's in position now. I will just solder that in like that, holding it in my tweezers. I think it's quite nice if you just put it on your charcoal block facing you, so my heat will be going from there, because I can look at it from the side and watch the solder join. Now, this stage of making jewellery, from anyone with experience making jewellery will tell you, working on second-hand pieces, old pieces, just customers' jewellery, it can go wrong really quickly, all of a sudden, completely unexpectedly. There's an old Japanese proverb, it states, "Darkness lies but 1 inch ahead." Like, everything can be really rosy and going really well. All of a sudden, you put heat on that to solder that pip in. A previous solder join, done with easy solder, not done very well, can all start to melt. A piece can come out or just go, just move slightly. And you're like, the customer's coming back in like half an hour or something. You've got to delay your lunch hour. You are now just fixing that as best you can, and doing it quickly and doing it for free as well, because no customer's going to pay you extra because you made mistakes on their piece. You've got to get it done. So yeah, be careful working on other people's jewellery. Just bear in mind, previous repairs can be a problem for you. So if you are confident to proceed, bit of fluxaroonie. If you polished out platinum, I would just flux, or gold or anything really, just flux the whole lot, because it will protect your polish after you got it hot. Oops. Now you've got a little solder on there already. I do that because if you put that on and then add solder to it, it's far more likely to solder messily than if you do it this way. It's a silver, so I'm having to do the whole heating malarkey. Oh, see that go? That was the solder pushing down. And you can see it. You can see a little bead of solder around it. I'll flood it a bit more. There you go, there you go. Not sounding awkward. Not too much solder, but not way too little either. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how that's joined on.